Review of my Master System and Mega Drive collection as displayed in the game room, with my more favourite titles at the front, which are the titles on display at the front are all originals. Any reproductions are on the front display. A few collectibles, including my Dead or Alive girls, turtles, and some of my handhelds. Thank you. Hello everybody, he's back. Yes, today is a video of a difference. Instead of doing the usual pickups, I thought I'd do a collection video. Well, actually two collections, looking at my Sega Master System and my Sega Mega Drive. Now, you may have gathered, I'll probably insert a clip either at the beginning or somewhere else, a little clip of where I keep my games displayed, but I got them all out so I can go through them with ease. But first of all, let's have a drink. This video is sponsored by Old Rosie, I wish. Old Rosie is a nice West Country cider, established by a company called Weston's in 1880, so quite old. It's proper cloudy cider. Look at that, that's what you call cider, isn't it? 6.8%. I used to drink, I used to drink a lot of that at uni. I didn't need to drink a lot of that because after about 2 or 3 pints, you got pretty much anybody's. Yeah, it's quite a strong drink to say the least, and it goes down extremely well. Very smooth, nice, smooth cider. So if you, they sell it at Morrison's in the UK. So if anyone's interested, do try it out. It's well worth it. Okay, I'm waffling now, aren't I? Games, yeah. On a Master System, I have about relatively small collection of of games, about 22, which is not a huge collection, I must admit, but it is ones that are the more interesting titles than anything else really, which I've gone for. With the Mega Drive, there's a few more games. There's about 139 games for a Mega Drive, and I'm pretty much stopped collecting for a Mega Drive, although if I can get a reproduction copy of Paprium, or Paprium, whichever way you want to call it, I will do that at some point in the future, and if there's any interesting new titles on the Mega Drive that come out in the future, I might add to it. With my Mega Drive collection, with my Master System, obviously they're all originals, all complete in box. With Mega Drive, all the original games are all complete in box, but I do have a few reproductions on the Mega Drive. I've got a few Japanese titles, which are definitely reproductions because the originals will cost way too much, and a few other Western titles which are reproductions. They're not all if the games are reproduction, I will say so during the video. I do have many big titles, big hitters, which aren't reproductions, but some that are, and I think I've probably got about 30 reproductions at a guess. So about 110 originals and about 30 reproductions. The reason being is that some of these titles cost between well, especially these days with the COVID tax, easily looking over 60 quid, roughly between 60 and £200 on some titles, I guess, if not more. And I'm not willing to pay that sort of money on the Mega Drive game really, when I can get a reproduction that will do me, because I do have a nice 60 Hz modded Sega Mega Drive Model 2 linked up to a Sega CD, which I can play games on, as well as a Retro Freak. So a Retro Freak's quite good because obviously you can play with ROMs and use cheats with ease and stuff, and save states, which is quite handy at times. Anyway, I digress a little bit. Let's get us going through the games. So first of all, we have Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Heroes of the Lance. Yeah, I tend to pick up all the Dungeons & Dragons games. A classic Afterburner, must own on the Master System. Altered Beast, another classic. Alien 3, slightly different take of Alien 3 games. Well worth picking up as well as on the Mega Drive. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. I've got a feeling this one The Master System version is very different to the Mega Drive version. So, Land of Illusion. So these are Disney ones. Double Dragon, classic. Dragon Crystal, which is a bit like a RPG. Not as good as the Zelda games, but still up there. Of course, one of the better versions of Ghostbusters. Another cutie ghost type game, Ghost House. You can also get this on the Mega CD, you know, Master System or flat cartridge thing, whatever they call them. But I've gone for the actual full-blown cartridge because I don't have a Master System Model 1. Although I do have a device I can play those cartridges on my Retro Freak. Ghouls and Ghosts, another classic. Complete in Box, Golden Axe Warrior. This is quite a sought after game. It's really difficult to get complete with the manual, so I've got this all complete. But yeah, it's quite a pricey game. So that's games have got, you know, this was going back to prices. I was looking at a couple of months back at just like Golden Axe. I think it's the first Golden Axe or some of the Golden Axe games, and some people are asking about 40 or 50 quid for those games, which are just ridiculous when you think about it, because they were about a tenner, you know, a couple of years back. So you know, since the lockdown, especially this third lockdown, prices are rocketing. People are exploiting the fact that people can't get to our shops, and the prices are stupid. I mean, I hope they go down when we return to a normal world, hopefully at some point. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I do like to pick up the Indiana Jones games. Master of Darkness, a lot of people know this. It's a bit inspired by Castlevania, but on the Master System. Classic game, Operation Wolf. I don't have a light gun for this, although I'm not sure if it works with a light gun actually. Actually it does. Sega Light Phaser, you can work with that, or you can use a control pad, and actually it's quite effective with a control pad, to be perfectly honest. Predator 2. I do have an adapter for the to play my Master System games. I do have a Model 2 Master System console, but that's put away. I can tend to use the adapter more than anything else. Robocop versus the Terminator. Nice shooter, quite not too expensive. Scramble Spirits. Definitely recommend. Of course, you have to have the Sonic games, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, and Sonic Chaos. And last but not least, the Terminator. Okay. That's the Master System games out of the way. Now let's turn to the Mega Drive. But first of all, very important, drink. Drink! Flick! Girls! No, sorry, that's my Father Ted impression. Very bad. Alright, Alien 3. A good version of the game. But to be honest, that and the SNES version, they're both a bit different. They're both worth picking up. I think the SNES one's slightly better though, but still worth having. And of course, Auto Beast again. Alright, all the Disney games. So we've got Animaniacs, Arrow Flash, another shooter by Renovation, original copy. Batman. These Batman games are definitely worth picking up. Batman 1 and 2 at least. This game's probably a bit mediocre. Beavis and Butthead. Again, I think it's a completely different game to the SNES version. Bloodshot. It's sort of one of those like Doom type Wolfenstein rip-offs. Really, I don't think it's particularly that good. But I picked it up ages ago, cheap. But Bubsy games, a bit notorious. They're not terrible games, but well worth having in the collection all the same. Captain America and the Avengers. Very simple game, but I love it. Unfortunately, this copy's missing the manual, so if anyone's got a spare manual for Captain America and Avengers, please let us know, because I'd love to have it. But if not, no worries. Alright, my first reproduction to show, and that is Castlevania, the new generation. Yeah, God knows what a reproduction copy of this goes for, but it's probably a £100 at least a mark, if not more. Yeah, good game. Shakan, platformer. I think it's okay. I showed you some previous pickup. The classic collection, which has got Gunstar Heroes, Altered Beast again, Flicky and Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. Definitely worth having. It's the cheapest way of getting Gunstar Heroes, to be honest. Contra game. This is another reproduction. Hardcore. Obviously in Europe this was one of the Probotector games, but again reproduction is the way to go. And if you're interested in the reproductions, best place to get those would be AliExpress. You can get cartridge alone or with a box and even a manual sometimes. But depending on what you'll go for, it can vary in price from about £6 to about 11 or 12. All depends on the title and what you're getting. Demolition Man, a mediocre film, I would say. Some people, they're Sale fans, but the game is really good. Definitely highly recommend getting the game. But it's not cheap, so just a reproduction for me. Mustang, Disney's Aladdin, again, different to a SNES version, but it's definitely worth having. That's one done by Virgin. I think the SNES one is Capcom, I think, unless I'm wrong. Disney's Ariel, The Little Mermaid, a classic game, but not the best of games. This is a USA exclusive to Genesis on the Genesis. May have gone to Japan, but it's The Great Circus Mystery starring Mickey and Minnie. So another good Disney game to have in the system, the original. Disney's Donald and Mal Mad. I think it's a very good game. A notoriously bad Disney game, which we've all heard of, Fantasia. Alright, these are two games that you definitely have to get Disney. Crack Shot and Castle Illusion. That's a double bill there. And that's probably the best way of getting those two titles. Or cheapest way. Disney's Tailspin. I think that's an okay game. Disney's The Lion King. Toy Story, quite a good game, although obviously the graphics are dated, and a really good game, The World of Illusion, Disney original. Okay, still with Dungeons and Dragons, Warriors of the Eternal Sun. I'm not sure how much that goes for these days, but I think it's quite expensive. Okay, a fantastic shooting game by, is it Renovation? Yeah, Renovation. Unfortunately, it's just a reproduction copy here. Elemental Master, really good game. It's probably worth the actual real price of a real copy, I would say. But it is, that'll do me. Another really good shooting game, Empire Steel. That's original. Fatal Labyrinth, another RPG. I think the other one's supposed to be okay, actually. Right, this game is not too expensive to get original. I just got the reproduction because it was cheap. I think it's about £6 with a box and everything. Fireshock. Yeah, it's like a World War II inspired shooter, even though it's got some sci-fi bits thrown in too, I think. Yeah, it's not the best shooting games, but it's not a bad one either. I know a few years back you can get original copy of this for about £25, but it's probably double that nowadays with the COVID tax. But still, not a bad game. Alright, obviously Fix It Felix Jr. This is a game from the film Wreck-It Ralph. I do like those movies, they are good. Give them a try, guys, if you've not seen them. This game, you can only get it as a reproduction because it's obviously it's like a what do they call it? Not bootleg, homebrew type game, isn't it? Really? Yeah, it is quite a solid game actually. So I do recommend getting this, guys, for your collection. Not a bad game at all. Flashback, a classic, although not really my cup of tea. A Garfield game. This game is expensive these days. Garfield Caught in the Act. This was probably about a £10 game about 4 or 5 years ago. Now you're probably looking at about £40. It's just, yeah, not cheap. Another good game, hard game, Gargoyles. This is just a reproduction copy. I think the original one came from the States and in like a cardboard box. So yeah, not an easy game, but obviously a reproduction is probably the best way for me to get it, because obviously it comes with a plastic case too, which is better than those horrible Genesis boxes, those cardboard boxes. Okay, classic, one of the best versions were European version of Ghostbusters, which has obviously got the very different to the other versions of Ghostbusters. You got like these little sprites with big heads. Oh. But definitely a good game. Classic, Ghouls and Ghosts, and with this one you can shoot up, which is handy. Hard as nails on. Alright, this is I've got 2 games in the past few weeks picked up from AliExpress, and this is one. It's the Genesis version of Grindstormer. This was really cheap. This was only £6. There's no manual, but it is obviously with the cartridge in the box. But it's a bloody good game. This has got a really good soundtrack too. Highly recommend it. Tenjin, of course. Really good game. Yeah. Reproduction's a cheap way of getting it, of course. Not a bad game. G-Lock. I do like the G-Lock games. They're not bad at all. Mega Drive original. Okay. I think I've got the original part of the Mega Game collection. I mean, Mega Games. So we've got Golden Axe 2, original, and another shooting game, X Granada. Is it X Granada X? Or is it just Granada? I think it's just Granada actually. Yeah, not a bad shooting game. You control a tank, so it's supposed to be a flying vehicle, you're a tank. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, original. Another good shooting game. Sector X. I don't think it's too expensive, but I've just got the repro. Original copy of Kid Chameleon. Yeah, classic platforming. This is part of the, what's it say? Ken something. It's the Last Battle, but you know those games with Ken. I can't remember what their series is called, but you probably know what I mean, guys. You can get the games. They're still making games now on the modern systems. I think the last games came out on the PS3, I believe. Yeah, Last Battle. Helicopter shooting game, why not? LHX Attack Chopper. It was quite cheap, it was. And for the Menacer, I do have a Menacer. So this has got the Menacer packs. It's 6 games in one. Okay. Micro Machines. These Micro Machine games are really good. They come with their unique cartridge, which enables you to plug in up to, including on the Genesis itself, or Mega Drive, you know, 4 controls, so 4 people can play these games together. I've got them all apart from, I think there's another a military one which I don't have, which I'm not that bothered about. If I see it cheap one day or whatever, I will pick it up. Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament and Turbo Tournament 96. So I think I got the better games out for collection to get. Okay, so we've got the Mega Games. So we've got Super Hang-On, Columns, and World Cup Italia. Obviously, Super Hang-On is the one to play on that one. And then you've got the Mega Games 2. So we've got the original Golden Axe, Streets of Rage. Need I say more? Streets of Rage. I must confess, I never played Streets of Rage until this year. I know, terrible, isn't it? And I've played them all, and I do really enjoy them. Funny enough, I'm not that mad on the third one. I prefer my favourite's the first one. Is that strange? I do like the Streets of Rage games. Revenge of a Shinobi. I'm telling you, like, I have played the Streets of Rage games, which are the Dreamcast ones, whereby they've changed for sprites to different characters. So I have played those. So I know it's all based on the same engine, isn't it? Classic Alien Storm. That's a superb game. Yeah, definitely play Alien Storm. I played the arcade version on my Neo Geo arcade on the high-low stick. That was fantastic. The arcade version, because you get more better sound effects, but still, Alien Storm, fun game. Wonderful game. Super Thunder Black helicopter game, and Super Monaco GP. I've not played those other two so much, but Alien Storm must. Okay, Mega Man and Wily Wars. This is obviously a reproduction. Yeah, we all know how expensive that one is. The original Mortal Kombat. I think this is a one to get, because I think it's got red blood, doesn't it? Compared to this version. Musha reproduction. Yeah, tough game. I'm shit at it. Okay, Mutant League Football original copy. There is Mutant League Hockey, isn't there? But I've never seen that one, but I'm not that fussed about it. Alright, this is one of the best hockey games. NHL PA Hockey 93. I think this is good because obviously you can do lots of aggressive attacks on people. Yeah, player injuries. And it's got good audio as well. So for hockey games, I think that's one of the best ones to have in the system. Okay, original copy from the States, Outlander, which is obviously inspired by Mad Max. Not a huge copy. I mean, it's probably more common in the States. Obviously, it's a Genesis game, but yeah, I guess not many Mega Drive owners have got that one. They may not even know about it. Yeah, Panorama Cotton, another shooter reproduction, of course, because I don't want to spend a mortgage on these games. Original Pit Fighter Tenjin, believe it or not. I played this. It's terrible, I think. I don't know. I guess if you played it as a kid, you might have put more time in. You might have liked it. But when you've got the other games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Hyperstone Heist, and other things, and other beat 'em ups to play, or Street Fighter even, why would you play this? Okay, Prince of Persia. I tend to have all the Prince of Persia games. Original copy of Predator 2. A reproduction copy of Raiden Trad. I can't remember if this is the first Raiden or second Raiden game. But yeah, it's good to have it on the Mega Drive. Another good game, which is quite expensive these days. Reproduction game of Ranger X. So obviously this is like a mech shooter. Highly recommend it. Alright, this is the original copy of Risky Woods. Another good game. I recommend it. Robocop versus the Terminator, original. And original copy of Robocop 3, or complete. And last but not least, there's no small games there. Rocket Knight Adventures. There's a sequel which I'll show a bit later called Sparkster. But this is the first one, which is, I think, probably the best out of the two, actually. But yeah, I'm happy to have that. Okay. Capcom's Saturday Night Slam Masters, probably one of the best wrestling games on the system. Again, this is a reproduction copy. Yeah, I think the original's silly money. Shadow Dancer, obviously one of the best Shinobi games. And obviously Shinobi with entrance, remember, I should say. Alright, for Shining Force games, excuse me, I need to have another drink. Must be famous your fuel. Oh, cider. Excuse me. Okay, the Shining Force games. 1, 2, and the Shining in the Darkness. Reproduction copies, all complete with manuals. I'm not paying the retail prices for these games. I should have got them for retail years ago when they were about 50 quid and under each, but now, yeah, I hate to think how much these cost nowadays. Okay. Alright, classic, not too expensive. Smash TV, I highly recommend it. If you like using a Crisis, which I do have on the reproduction, show it there, but this is original Smash TV. Soleil, original copy. I got this from a computer store years back when I didn't know what they had in stock, and I paid about £4 for this. I think this is easily a £100 game, if not more. It's got a different name in the States. What's it called in the States? I can't remember. Anyway, Soleil and the classic Sonic 1, 2, and I don't have them all. Sonic 3D, Flicky's Island. Okay. Alright, this is a reproduction of Sparkster. Yeah, that would do me. I didn't pay original price for that. Okay, original copy of Spider-Man, not an expensive game. This is an expensive game, obviously. Separation Anxiety. I think Scott Zombie, Sega Zombie recently got one of these, I think. I think it was that one, wasn't it? Oh, it's the door. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It was just Hermes delivering this little bad boy. Yes, Boba Fett. They put it in a box so it was a bit creased around the top. Why do they do that with Star Wars figures? Why do they do that? Don't they realise people want minty copies of these games? I mean, especially what I went through to order this from Zaffy. I mean, I kept pre-ordering it from Zaffy, and they kept sending my order because they leave it months and months until they take the money. And when they do take the money, usually it's about 2 days before I get paid when there's no money in the account. So yeah, but finally I managed to get this sorted out at long last. 15 quid. Boba Fett. I know. I think these figures are 10 quid in the Tesco's, aren't they? Or $10 in the States probably. But you try getting Boba Fett in a shop, you're not going to. Alright, yeah, classic. Anyway, I digressed a little bit. Where was I? Yeah, I showed the Separation Anxiety reproduction copy. I can't afford the £300 or £400 what it is for original. This is original though, Maximum Carnage. And I've got a feeling Maximum Carnage is actually a better game than Separation Anxiety, believe it or not. And more interesting titles. On the Mega Drive, the original complete in box Splatterhouse 2. That's more like it. And original copy on the Genesis Splatterhouse 3. You know, games I'm very proud to own. Okay, I've got an original copy of Streets of Rage as part of the Mega Drive collection, Mega Games collection, haven't I? But I do have a reproduction copy anyway, because I got the reproduction copy of the other two. So 1, 2, and 3. I know some people argue that the Japanese versions are a better one, which is fair enough. Everyone to their own. But I was happy with those, and they were cheap, you know, £6 each or whatever. I know you can get the original games. Well, the first two I think are not too badly priced. Although saying that, they probably doubled in the past year. Sorry if I sound like I'm moaning about prices of games, but I think we should moan because retro video game collecting in some places, it's just getting ridiculous, isn't it, for getting certain games, how much people are asking for games. It's just a joke. I'm glad I've got most of the games I want, really, because yeah, anyway, I digress a little bit. I wouldn't start a Mega Drive collection from scratch these days. Not unless you've got deep pockets. Anyway, Strider. And a reproduction copy. That's original. Of... Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Well, thank you, Bob. Bless you there. Thank you. I'm mad. Strider Returns reproduction. Genesis. I don't know if we got a Mega. Came to Europe, that one. The classic Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition. And the superior Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Is it Turbo? No, this is Super Street Fighter 2. And Super Thunder Blade. Super Thunder Black. Is that? I have that as part of the combination. I might have done. Well, no, it's AOHX, or maybe I'm thinking of. I don't know. Anyway, there's that. Subterranea. Original copy. Not a best of games. I'm not too mad on the mechanics of that one. And I know I had this as well on the part of the Mega Games collection. Super Hang On. Classic. Piles up very precariously. So don't be surprised if there's a crash there. Cool. That cider, the more you drink it, the better it tastes. I'm not saying it tastes bad if you just have a little bit. I'm saying it gets even better. The nectar. Alright, Disney's, well, I say not Disney, Warner Brothers. Tasmania, followed by the classic Taz from Mars, or not outer space, Taz from Mars. Okay, the more interesting games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero Turtles Tournament Fighters. Not a very good beat 'em up. Not very good at all. Then we got this, which is a fantastic beat 'em up, of course. The Hyperstone Heist. Yeah, I think this is really. I mean, it was expensive when I bought it. I think I paid about £60 for this years ago, but I think it's a bit more than that nowadays, isn't it? Okay. Reproduction copy of The Adventures of Batman and Robin. I know the original was very expensive, but a very good game. This is like a. This is actually a South American version. With a Sega label, Sega cartridge, everything, all Sega, but South America. I think they might, because obviously in South America, but some places they're still releasing, you know, is it Toy Tech or whatever company, or versions of Mega Drive. I can't remember what it is now, but you know they are still releasing Mega Drive games, which is weird. Death and Return of Superman. We've got this. Will Harvey present The Immortal. Another classic game. Shit hard though. Alright, this is a bit of a homebrew game. The Lord of the Rings Return of the King. It's a bit of a beat 'em up. Not particularly great one, but it's a beat 'em up featuring Lord of the Rings characters. Another reproduction, The Punisher. Good game, but again, the original's too much money. Original, The Terminator. And Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Plus Terminator 2 the arcade game, which is not bad. Not great, but it's not bad. Now these games are great. These are all original copies. Thunder Force 2, Thunder Force 3, even better, and Thunder Force 4. This is the Thunder Force 3. I think you can only get in the States and Japan. I think we can get a European copy for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, but they're all original copies. These are, and 4. I mean, some people think 3 is better than 4, and vice versa. I think they're both equally good. I don't know. I think 3 may just take 4, but I don't know. Alright, the original and quirky Toe Jam and Earl, original copy, and Panic in Funkotron. Reproduction copy of Truxton. Another shit hard game which I'm crap at. A nice World War II shooting game, Twin Hawk, original copy. Okay, another shooting game. This is one a bit like Elemental Master type, with, you know, it's based on a person. Undead Line. This is super expensive, this game, original copy of that, and rare. It's a reproduction. Do check that one up, guys, on the internet if you've not heard of it. Undead Line. Yeah? Get yourself a repo copy. And original copies of Valis, all these renovation games. Valis 1, Sid of Valis, original copy, all complete. And Valis 3, again, renovation. It's so good to get them. I think the renovation games will probably make a great subset of Genesis games or Mega Drive games, but there are a few expensive titles. Okay, Vapor Trail. This is another renovation, but this is a reproduction because it's super, you know, another expensive one. And Wonder Boy 3, Monster Land, original copy, all complete. Okay, there's a few more of the Mega Drive games. Got a few Japanese exclusives here in a minute. Alright, Xeno Crisis. This is just a cheap reproduction copy. I've even done a reproduction manual on this one, which is nice. X-Men 2, Clone Wars. There are lots of bad X-Men games on an NES, SNES and Mega Drive, but this is one of the better ones. X-Men 2, Clone Wars. Zero Wing, original copy. Another shooter. Zombies, original copy, or Zombies Ate My Neighbours, and it might be called on SNES or whatever, I don't know. But Zombies. Okay, I just got to get some Japanese games. Excuse me. Okay, drink. Oh. Okay. All these Japanese games are reproductions because, like I said, I don't want to spend about, thousands on this lot when I can get reproductions for, you know, under 100 quid for all these. So anyway, we got Super Airwolf. It's called Airwolf in Japan, and it's got the characters of Airwolf, and most importantly, it's got this Airwolf's theme tune, the soundtrack to the game. This did come out as another title in America. I can't remember what it's called, but obviously you're missing those Airwolf theme tune and the characters. So this is a version to get, guys, for Japanese, but obviously it's not cheap. So reproduction will do me. Super Airwolf, recommend that. Well, Battlemania games, these are like, you know, you play as these little flying little girls with you can shoot forward and backwards and stuff. Shit hard games though. So Battlemania 1 and Battlemania 2, they're all reproductions. Another great game, Eliminate Down, a really beautiful shooting game. Again, not cheap. Glay Lancer, another shooter. There's so many great shooters on the Mega Drive, isn't there? I have to say it. The Mega Drive is definitely the best, one of the best systems for shooting games, isn't it? It really is superb. Glay Lancer, that and the Saturn, if you import from Japan. Golden Axe 3. Kyukyo Tiger. Now this has got another name in the States. Is it Tiger Heli, or was that another one I'm thinking of? It's probably another one I'm thinking of. It's not Tiger Heli. But this is a helicopter game. I think Tiger Heli may have been an original or sequel to this. But anyway, Kyukyo Tiger. Quite hard. Another really good game. Midnight Resistance. It's a bit more of a, well, I guess it's a little bit like Contra. It's that sort of type shooting type game, Contra type game. Really good. But reproduction's a cheap way of getting it, of course. Trinkle Tale. This is a bit of an RPG with shooting elements, so it's best of both worlds, I think. And Whip Rush, last but not least. Okay. Another shooting game. Alright, that's my collection for a Mega Drive and my Master System. Not too many reproductions, but these days, to get original copies, I just think it's beyond most people's pockets, really. And I still like to have a physical cartridge to, to get that tactile feeling and plug in the machines. So I know you obviously can get one of these EverDrive carts or something. I suppose you could, to get these games as well. But I don't know, if it's on the EverCart, you're less likely to play it, I think, sometimes. Although all these games I've got uploaded on the Retro Freak, so you could argue that's like a built-in EverDrive. You could argue, I suppose. But I do have my Mega Drive 2 all set up too, so I can play these on the original console as well. So yeah. Well, what else have I got to say, really, guys? Hope you're all keeping safe. We're almost getting out of the lockdown in the UK, even though it looks like Europe's all going to pot, and yeah, it's all going to hell in Europe at the minute, isn't it? With a third wave, and they're all out to blame us for it. By the sounds of it, either us or the AstraZeneca vaccine they want to blame, don't they? I'm a bit suspicious of that. Somehow, not of a vaccine, but the fact that they're looking to blame others for their own slowness to act. A good reason why we got out. Brexit was such a farce, wasn't it? But really, this gives an example of why the EU is a slow, fat cat, isn't it? But anyway, I digress a little bit. It's not talk bollocks or politics. Take care, guys, and keep safe. And look after yourselves. Be nice to each other, as you always are, aren't you? And thanks for being part of this community. Leave a comments leave a few comments if you like. That's always appreciated. If you're new to our channel, and hello, and leave your details and leave a comment, and I can reply back and subscribe to you, and vice versa, and everything else. So support my community. Meanwhile, I need to get back to this bad boy, I think. And perhaps a few games. Take care, and bye.